Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, here a while back, I did a kind of like a first impressions video of the Sumo the day I got it, and it actually, I got one of the most, I'm just gonna call it passionate comments I've ever gotten on a video to date, pretty much. Of course, I use the word passionate. Uh, yeah, that's a nice way of putting it for sure. But in the in the depth of the comment, I did sense some passion. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, and I don't think I probably ever will. I tried to carry on a conversation that, anyhow, it happens. We know it does. But anyway, I really wanted to do a kind of a talk about Gerber knives in general after I had some time with the Sumo. Now, in first impressions, I said it was a new release for 2020, and they kind of have it listed in their coming soon section or whatever it is on their website, but pretty sure it's been around a little while. There's reviews from like June of last year in it, so I had never heard of it up until the beginning of this year. So, if I'm mistaken, I apologize. I don't want to give you bum dope here, but it was just one I'd never heard of before. But the Sumo, it was a very, very interesting looking knife to me. And I really wanted to get it. I really wanted to check out because at the time I thought it was, like a new knife for 2021. But anyway, it was one that I really liked the profile of it. And I was like, okay, a Gerber that I really, really, really want to check out. So I did. I got it. My first impressions video was, I don't know. Well, obviously it spurred something in the individual that made that particular comment, but I didn't really, I definitely didn't want it to be a misleading or anything like that. I know, guys, we've talked about Gerber quite a bit, and as a matter of fact, I've talked a lot of good about Gerber in reviews before. I mean, for me, the Gator is probably one of my favorite outdoor heavier use knives that there is. And I've had a chance to take a look at a strong arm, not use it a whole lot, and that seems like a very, very good knife. And I've heard lots of good things about the strong arm. Yeah, I know we're just kind of looking at it here, so you know what? I'll just do this. It's kind of a pseudo review, and I just want to talk about Gerber for a little bit, guys. I don't know if you saw our 2021 release video. Should have been part 2 on channel chat with Peter, Christine, Zach, Brad, Casey, and we did talk about Gerber a little bit. And I kind of referenced that in my first impressions, and I know Peter had made the comment, it kind of seems like Gerber is suited with being that company that puts together knives, throws them in a clam pack, and puts them in like Walmart or Big Five or one of your favorite sporting goods stores or whatever it is, and that's where they're content on being, and that very well may be the case. Now I know they've started their custom shop, and they've put a lot of not well, they're putting work into their custom shop and their custom knives. Now, if you're familiar with Zach, I'm sure you are. His issues that he's been having with the Cedulo that he got from their custom shop. It was, pretty much, what's the word? Promoted as, a custom shop, custom knife. They do use, I believe it was 20 CV on it. Good materials. But yet his had just some really, really odd finish problems that you wouldn't expect to see. I tried. Wouldn't expect to see to come out of a custom shop knife. And so, that just kind of keeps the it keeps me thinking on the line of, man, Gerber could be so close. And let's get to the Sumo a little bit as far as a review goes. Guys, you've got that layer G10, black, gray. I really like the look of it. You've got the ceramic coated. They're kind of like a, what would you call that? You know, burgundy, maroon. I really like that color combo together. The standoffs are coated as well. Really like the way this looks. I mean, that's the reason I got this knife. You've got a pretty generous lanyard slot there. Pocket clip, reversible. Yes, indeedy. Now, as far as deployment goes, you have got the blade hole there, you know? I mean, you do have the access style lock on it, which you can use that to open it for sure. Ooh, don't hit the camera. And if I can do it right, see, that's why I didn't want to do it in front of the table. It's not the easiest to Spidey flick. I told you I couldn't do it in my first impressions. I can if I take it over here and kind of hold it face down to the floor and have gravity help me. I can do it pretty much 9 times out of 10. I mean, y'all know I'm not the best at it anyway. But I mean, there you go. I'm doing it all the time. Now, doing it in front of the camera, there it is. There we got it. It has definitely broken in a little bit. Maybe that spring has kind of loosened up just a little bit. But there you go. I did it without hitting anything that time. So it definitely can be done. I'm digging that. I'm definitely digging that. About, you could thumb roll it. Lots of opening methods on this one. Now, I did kind of hint at Zach's finish issues. Guys, this one has no finish issues whatsoever. It is actually very well done, in my opinion. I'm going to try to get you a little bit of a close-up there. It really is. It really is. And you know, I've been fielding comments on my first impressions video since it came out. And that's what I'm kind of commenting to people is, guys, there's actually a lot of good about this knife. I know my first impressions video, you know, obviously probably wasn't the best of first impressions. And it wasn't. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't take anything back that I said about it at the time, you know. But the fit and finish of this one, it's solid, guys. It really is. I am digging it. I am digging it for sure. Now, once we get it open, I'm just going to do that for ease. You've got that stone-washed, kind of stone black-washed 7CR17 blade. Love the blade on this. I like the finish to it as well. Now, the one thing I was potentially concerned about, you know, we talk about finish issues with Gerber, is the hole, the blade hole. Not an issue, guys. It's pretty well done. It's not super chamfered or anything like that, but it's definitely had that, you know, fresh cut, fresh stamped, kind of sticky edge taken off of it for the most part. And there's not an issue. I don't feel it's not sharp. I mean, I'm rubbing my, yeah, don't get the blade, dummy. It's not sharp at all, guys. It feels really, it's well done. For this type of knife in this price range, very well done. Again, I do like the blade shape on it. The choil. I mean, you go out past the plunge. I'm trying to get a shine there on the blade. There you go. That's what I wanted to show you. I dig it. I'm really digging this knife. We'll give you some quick specs on it. So we'll kind of get the review portion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, you're pushing, I mean, that's almost 9 inches long. It's a good size knife. And usually a little bit bigger than a knife than I'm usually like to carry. So on our handle, we're pretty much sitting at a 5-inch handle and a 4-inch blade. That's pretty much what you're getting. Now your cutting edge is going to be right about 3 3/4. So good size blade. The grip length, I'm going to give the grip length oh, comfortable grip length is just over 4.25, I'm going to call it. So, I mean, it's definitely got some grip area to it. I mean, I have plenty of room left over. So good for those little bit larger hands. Oh, that G10's got grip, guys. Nice grip to it. Now there, I did it again. See, I can do it. It was not easy when I first got it. It was stiff. And the more I did it, the more it, even after that first flip, you could kind of tell it was loosening up. You know, believe that or not, that's up to you, but you definitely could. You know, it's probably been sitting in that clam pack for how long, you know? So, anyway, it is definitely getting better. There you go. I do have to kind of give it a little bit of down angle still for, for me to be able to Spidey flick it. But let's get a weight on it. Like I said, guys, this is going to be a little bit longer. Like I said, it's not a typical review. It's more of a review and chat about Gerber, using the Sumo in particular, really. So 5.3 ounces. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Doesn't carry that heavy to me. 151 grams. It doesn't carry... It carries nicely. That's all I can say. It carries really, really nice. Now, the pocket clip is not overly deep carry. Going in and out of the pocket, it's pretty smooth. Now, see, you definitely got, yeah, that's right, about a 1/2 inch of what you got sticking out of the pocket. So it's nothing crazy, nothing unusual. Pocket clip is pretty decent. I maybe a little light, but I mean, I had no issues carrying it, using it, you know, having it in my pocket. Not at all. So let's address some of the things that we're kind of focused on in said comment. And you know what, guys? I haven't deleted that comment. I'm not going to. The individual said he might. That's up to him. Completely his prerogative. But I am definitely not going to. I'm not going to tell you to go look at it. I'm not going to tell you anything like that. But if you do, I please would ask that you do not react to it. You know, that's... Just don't. If you want to go see what was said, that's fine. Just please don't react to it. Let me handle it. It's all good. I'm a big boy. I can take it. So let's talk about Gerber as a whole for a minute. I mean, this knife cost, what was it, $45, I believe, if I remember correctly. Oh, doggone it. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was right around that 45 range. I gotta look. I actually got this one off of Amazon, so I can look it up real quick. I think that's what it was. Now they do sell. I mean, you can get them at Knife Center. $42.60 is what it's listed for. So, and you can find them a little bit less expensive on like, I think Knife Center might have had them for a little bit less. I'll put links and everything down in the description, guys, so you can go check it out. Gerber was not the cheapest or least expensive spot, but that's where I had the cash at the moment. So that's why I bought it from Amazon, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, you can find them a little bit cheaper in that 35 to 36, 37 range. But Gerber as a whole, you know, we talk about, you know, at one point, like companies like Gerber and SOG being, you know, a couple of the premier companies. Okay. My question is to you, and please feel free to respond in the comments. I love it. That's what they're there for. They're for commenting and sharing knowledge, sharing information, sharing opinions are fine. Definitely. I mean, that's basically what a review is, right? Is an opinion, and you're more than welcome to share yours with me. Were they because they were so good? Or were they on top because there wasn't a whole lot of competition at that time? Because we all know that, I mean, the knife community and knife companies have just, I mean, it's exploded. I mean, just, I mean, in the last year alone, you know, Finch and Concept and this one and that one. And when Civivi, you know, we have We and Civivi now and just Best Tech. And I mean, you just go on and on and on with all the knife companies out there that are making really, really good well-made knives with pretty good materials at a very, very, for the most part, budget range and budget friendly. Now, I know my definition of budget and your definition of budget may be two completely things, and that's fine. I understand that. But I guess one of the biggest portions, or the biggest things I took away from said comment, that this is kind of a reaction to, and I'm getting really, I really enjoy doing these kind of, reactionary is the best word that I can use for it, but I did one, with the slip joint. And if I see a comment or get a comment that really interests me and I want to focus on that, I'm going to do videos like this more often, hopefully. That is my goal anyway. But in my first impressions, it definitely wasn't my goal to trash Gerber. I never, ever, ever will do that. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. I'm not going to do a video just to trash a company. That isn't even in the realm. But the reason that I I don't know if I want to say grade companies like Gerber, CRKT, I don't always have the most positive things to say about them. And the best I can tell you is, guys, they're U.S. companies. They're U.S. companies. I want U.S. companies to be as successful as they most absolutely can. Jake and I talked about this in the podcast we did for his channel, Bearded Gear, here just a couple days ago. Well, about a week, I guess. I want companies like Gerber, CRKT, to be on top, I mean, you could, USA, whatever, whatever the case may be. I want those companies to be able to compete with the foreign companies. Not that I'm against knives made in China or Lithuania or Timbuktu or wherever. That's not the point. But you have to admit that the knives that are being made, like by Civivi, even now with their Sencut line, Best Tech, those what I would call budget knives in between that 40 to $80, $40 to $90 range, less than $100, but definitely more than basically what this costs, $35, $40, okay? In that range, I'm sorry, guys, but as far as if you just take it across the board, craftsmanship, build quality, materials, guys, there is not a U.S. company that is competing with them right now. I'm sorry. Not even remotely. It's just not happening. And I want it to. I want it to really, really bad. Guys, if Gerber would take this knife, and I'm not a steel snub. 7CR17, whatever, 440A. Y'all know I love my Rough Riders. That's 440A, guys. I love them. If they would take this knife, this $35 Sumo, made in 7CR17 steel, if they would put 9CR18 on it, that's not a huge upgrade, but it's an upgrade. If they would put 9CR18 on this knife and sell it for close to $50, I would buy this knife all day long. And twice on Sunday. 9CR is not a super steel by any means. But it's just something a little bit better. And it would make them more competitive with the foreign companies. And maybe back to our discussion earlier about maybe Gerber is super happy with being the budget, put them in a clam pack and put them in Walmart. You know what? If that's the case, so be it. I'm not going to change their mind. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Because one of the comment was, one of the things the individual pointed out in his comment was that I was beaten up on it because it was in a clam pack. No, I wasn't beaten up on it because it was in a clam pack. I have plenty of knives that came in those things, clam packs, that I love. The hot wire, did the Weston? No, the Weston came in a box, I think. I have a few, guys. Nothing against clam pack knives. But a clam pack, the difference between a clam pack and a box, to me, is pride in your product. Now, again, a box, that could drive up the price. Okay, if this came in a box, if it just like this, just as it is, no other changes, only they put it in a box instead of a clam pack, maybe that does raise the price of the knife $5. Okay, so you're paying $40 instead of $35, $36, whatever you can get it for. Okay. At least it shows a little bit more, I don't know, maybe effort, I don't know. Guys, I always say I have a love-hate relationship with CRKT. I get some of their knives. Some of their knives are absolutely fantastic. I really like them. They work with a stable of designers. I see a design I like, I get the knife in hand, and I'm so disappointed because the knife's not finished. It's got rough edges. Most of CRKT's knives have 8CR13, and they're charging that $45 to $50 range for them. I don't see how that's justified. I mean, okay, yep, they have to pay the designer. If that's the justification, okay. Is that competitive with other knives on the market? To me, it's not. When you because I can get, a Civivi Backlash with 9CR18, a better material, not super better, but better, for the same price. I mean, and isn't that what it boils down to, is value for your money? As a consumer, that's what it boils down to, is value for your money. That's kind of what I mean when I say things about Gerber, about CRKT. I know JT's Knife Life. He loves his CRKTs. Don't blame him. Not gonna try to change his mind. He likes them. Great. They do have a lot of great designs. Some knives I like. Most of them, I've been disappointed in them for finish issues. That's the big thing. I don't buy a knife to finish it. That should be done at the manufacturer, not by me. Some final words on the Sumo, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I've been rambling. I apologize. But it was just something I really, really, really wanted to talk about. Guys, the Sumo, for what it is, and even 7CR17 at $35, it's not too bad. And you know what? I dig it, guys. I dig the Sumo. I really, really do. I mean, you're getting that Axis style lock, what feels to me like a pretty darn well put together knife. Just a little bit better steel on it, man, I'd pay $50 for it all day long. Without question. Without question. But really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I give this, if you're still here, I know, I'm sorry. I'm going to give the Sumo, I'm going to give it a solid 8. A solid 8 is what I'm going to rank it for what it is and in its price range. If it had a little bit better steel on it, it would be an 8.5 all day long. And that's just my thoughts on it. Agree, disagree. Let me know down in the comments. That's what they're there for. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you if it's constructive and not inflammatory or basically just downright rude. But anyhow, thanks a lot, guys. Greatly appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. And until next time. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.